renovation was to improve the lighting. The lighting was very poor. Now, we took some of the old roof line, the old ceiling line, and kept it, and completely gutted the other. So we wanted to keep the past, but yet improve upon it for other areas for the parishioners. So it's a historically minded church looking out toward the future.
Now, where you told us the soldier was up in the steeple, do you still have access up there?
No, not really. It's kind of, I think he went all the way up, and I've never been all the way up. There's a couple of levels. There is the clock level. The clock is interesting because it's an 1851 clock system that was owned by the city in our church. And it's still that way today. It's a combined city-church responsibility. Wow. So they buy the gear. It's electric now, and so they buy all the gear, and we kind of tell them what's wrong with it, and I reset it, and I work with it a little bit. The next level up is the bell. The bell came in 1858. It's a McNeely bell from New York, and we did some work a couple years ago to improve that. And then above that is the main steeple going over the top. And what it amounts to is a series of levels. You get up by ladders. I looked at it one day and I said, I don't know what that's like. I'd love to go all the way up there. I'm not great on heights. So, but people have told me they've been all the time. There's a little window or something up there. And that's what the guy would have seen. There are some pictures that was taken in 1880s. And it shows all the areas. It's great to have them because, what's around here. We kind of duplicated those with the renovation. We had scaffolding up there, and so we got photographers up there to take pictures again and to compare how Fredericksburg has changed. The downtown is still the downtown. Fredericksburg at the time of the Civil War was 5,000 people, and now it's 20,000. But the real growth has been on the outside, the surrounding counties. If you take all the areas around Fredericksburg, it's about 250,000. Wow. So Fredericksburg really hasn't changed. There have been some increases in land that they bought and things like that. But really the downtown is the downtown. You're looking at buildings that were here 200 years ago in many cases. The bank across the street is the 1820s. The Presbyterian Church is 1833. The library over here was used to the library. It was now it's a school board building. It's 1908 or something like that. So it's, in a sense, this block hasn't changed a whole lot at that time. And you go downtown and you look up. Don't look at the storefronts. Look up, and you'll see vestiges of the 19th century staring in your face. So it's still a lot of original buildings and things like that. And I think a tremendous reverence and for the past, as well as making Fredericksburg a tourist attraction today. Do
you get a lot of tourists that come through here?
Yeah, we do. This has been kind of a disappointing year, not from the tourists, but from our support. We usually have docents who come in here and give tours and answer questions, kind of like what I'm doing right now. They haven't gotten started. I don't know what it is. I talked to the people, and I said, in May, we had a lot of people. In fact, I came in here, I was working late one night. It was about 7:30. And I was ready to close the church. I had a couple that, are interested in the church, so I stopped and gave them a tour and whatever they were interested in. And so, we do have a lot of people come through. It's not like some of the other attractions at Fredericksburg. Probably the main one as far as colonial is Kenmore, which George Washington's sister, Betty, lived there, married a Fielding Lewis, who was a big producer of works in the Revolutionary War. And of course, we got the battlefields, which are enjoying 150 years anniversary now. But some places like this are kind of off the beaten track. Though we have a museum across down over here at Fredericksburg, and people that go to the museum oftentimes come here too. It's something that we need to pay. We paid a lot of attention to, but we've depended on parishioners to do it. Okay. It's almost something that we just need to do it ourselves.
Gotcha. Well, we greatly appreciate the information and the tour, and it was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, I hope you all have a great.
Thank you.
So where y'all go next?
We don't know. Wherever the rides go, we put our thumb up once we're going to walk through Fredericksburg a little longer. Head up to the one.
All hitchhiking?
All hitchhiking,
wow.
Yes. And then
that is you don't have any problems these days?
No, not at all. Knock on wood, not at all.
Well,
I mean, it's
great.
been a blessing, and we've met a lot of nice people.
Yeah.
So Now you said George Washington's mother's home. Is it still there?
Yeah. It's on Charles Street. I can show you how to get there.
Sure, we're definitely going to try to check